Shalom, Akim, Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Shalom. All right, we're coming up on a high holy day today, or not today, Salakia. Today I'm recording this video. It's Thursday, January the 18th at 1:14 p.m. All right. On January the 23rd at evening begins Purim, okay? And then from January 23rd evening to January 24th, all the way to January 25th at evening, okay, is when it ends, okay? So during these 3 days, all right, we have to celebrate this high holy day. Is a commandment, all right? And it's a very good thing. Let's go to Esther, chapter 9 and verse 28. It says, "And that these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city, and that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews, nor the memorial of them perish from their seed." Okay, so, I don't want to make this video too long, just something quick for now. I might make a follow-up video later, okay? But basically, this story goes into how the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, used a woman named Esther. Let me get a picture of her. This is a depiction of what she would have looked like being a Benjamite, all right, a so-called West Indian, all right, with dark skin, right? So that's an accurate depiction of Esther, okay? And so basically we were in the Medo-Persian Empire, which this is what the ruins of it look like today, okay? Very powerful empire. We can go to the statue of Nebuchadnezzar to see, you had the Babylonian Empire, which was the gold head, and then the silver head, all right, was the Medo-Persian Empire, okay? So, also known as the Bear, which ruled from 539 BC to 331 BC, okay? And as you see in verse 39 of this particular chapter in the book of Daniel, it says, "And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee," right? Because this was a great and powerful kingdom, the Medo-Persian Empire, okay? So it's kind of like, and this is where the territory was, just to kind of give you guys a brief idea of what the Medo-Persian Empire was. Okay, so Israel, Yasharallah, we've been slaves under the Egyptians, under the Assyrians, ancient Babylonians, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, okay, the Spaniards, right, the Northern Kingdom, and then now the revived Roman Empire, which is America and Babylon the Great, okay, and of course we got the Israelite foreigners who are in all nations, in subjectivity, all right, at the bottom of all nations. All right, Moab, Ammon, all these other nations. But basically, this is similar to the Passover, where we remember, okay, how the Lord saved us from Pharaoh through a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. All right, he smote Egypt with plagues. He passed over and he killed the firstborn of Pharaoh and the firstborn of all creatures, right, who weren't Israelites, even the animals. All right. So basically, it's something for us to remember and celebrate, okay? And so on this days called Purim, okay, let me, right here, during these days, we're supposed to read the book of Esther, okay? And remember how the Lord saved us from being destroyed, basically. And how that story goes, in short, is the king Haman, okay, who was, I believe, an Amalekite, okay, the son of Haman, or he's an Agagite, okay, which actually, you look at it, that's what the small hats are today. It's the same people who are ruling over us through America, Babylon the Great, okay. So, this is a very important book to be reading, especially in these times coming up, the Lord's getting ready to do some serious things, man. Because after Jacob's trouble, it becomes Esau's trouble, pretty much. All right. So after we go through our hell, we get purified through the fire. Then the curses are going to be fully applied to Esau, and then we're going to get spiritual power, and we're going to put this damn devil under our feet, man. So, read this book of Esther. It's about 10 chapters, okay? We got 3 days to do it, so, I don't see why anyone wouldn't be able to do that. And basically, just kind of read through these chapters, and you're going to see that, you had the main characters. You have Mordecai, Esther, and you got Haman, the king, and then there's another king who's, I believe, was above Haman, all right? But basically, Haman wanted everybody to bow down and worship him, okay? And Mordecai refused. Mordecai being a Jew, okay? And we know that we're not supposed to bow down to anyone but Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And so basically, Haman got enraged with Mordecai and made a plan to kill all the Jews. All right, and this sounds kind of similar to the story in the Maccabees, okay, where the Greeks came and they wanted us to profane the temple, and they made some people. They tried to make some Jews eat pork, and some of the Jews chose rather to die. All right, but in this particular story, it's a little bit different because when Haman tried to execute this order, Esther pleaded with another king, all right, and kind of exposed Haman's plans. And so basically, instead of Haman being able to kill off all the Jews, the other king had Haman himself executed, and eventually, I believe his children were executed as well, or those who were under him. So, boom, right there, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, saved us from another horrible captivity, as it was just like in Egypt, all right, just like in all these captivities, all right, and eventually this final captivity, we're going to be saved out of it. This time, it won't just go from captivity to captivity here in Babylon the Great, aka America. Once this captivity is over, that's it. That's the final captivity, all right? And then next, we're going to have captivity over all the nations, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So just read through this, brothers, throughout these next, well, it's not yet, but, I'm going to read over it because I'm personally am not familiar with this story because, I've been in the truth for about 2 years and I'm just now finding out about this. But, call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that I'm able to find out about this and learn about it. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken here, now that I remember, you have the book of Esther, which goes up to chapter 10. But if I'm not mistaken, in the Apocrypha, we have the continuation of Esther. Let's go to the 1611 King James, and if you go all the way down, you have additions to Esther, which is the rest of chapter 10, and then there's probably a few more chapters. So yeah, once y'all get through regular Esther, go to the Apocrypha and read the rest of it, which is basically, I don't know why they call it the additions. I don't think it's additions. I think it belongs to that book. It was part of the book, but it was removed by the Protestants, the Catholic Church, the false prophet, okay? And the Christian Church piggybacked off the Catholic Church. That's why they got 66 books. All right, think about that number, 66. It's really 80 books. We got the Apocrypha, okay? And of course, you got books like the Book of Enoch, which we don't have access to that book right now, okay? But yeah, there's about 16 chapters. So just so y'all know, they're in the book of Esther, including the so-called additions, right? So yeah, we don't have access to the Book of Enoch, but basically, we know for sure that all these books are inspired Word of God, and these books here, including the Apocrypha, are inspired Word of God, and these books are canon, basically, to us, right? The Israelites and the truth, All right, because we break down everything precept upon precept. So yeah, stick with these books. Go to the book of Esther. And when you're done with Esther, read additions to Esther in the Apocrypha. Okay? And, basically just remember that time of Purim. Okay? And, especially in these times coming up, it's a great timing for this high holy day. So definitely celebrate this. This is part of our culture, our heritage, and it's a commandment. Okay? Let's go back. Let's go back here. Remember days Purim. Okay. Esther 9:28. And that these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city, and that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews, nor the memorial of them perish from their seed. All right? So definitely do that, Yasharallah. And until next time, I say Shalom.